Okay, and we are on. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here tonight. And we're just going to do this recap of where we've been and where we're going, and just share some results. So as I get started, my plan for this challenge, or my goals for this challenge, was so that you could see firsthand that you can lose weight without being hungry. I also wanted you to understand the true cause of type 2 diabetes. As we discussed, doctors don't try to even reverse that. They just want to manage it, but it's possible to be reversed. I wanted you to understand that plant-based nutrition can prevent, treat, and reverse most chronic diseases. And I wanted to help you to live a healthier, better quality life. And based on the comments, I think I may have been successful on all of those. So, I'm just really pleased with, everybody's results. Plant-based nutrition allows you to eat until you get full and still lose weight. That is a concept that is critical. Plant-based nutrition allows you to eat until you get full and still lose weight. And I think most of you have experienced that. And of course, this chart is the secret behind everything: eating below the red line. And most of your plant-based foods are below the red line. The only ones that are not are nuts and seeds and avocado, but all of the other unprocessed plant-based foods are below that red line. And that's where we want you to eat. And that's where you can eat until you get full. And you see, I'm not going to change this of 1 to 2 pounds a week, but you guys have proven to me that it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. And then of course, this chart as well, showing 500 calories in 5 different images of a stomach, is a very powerful image. The one to the far left is just oil, which is very little. This one is cheese, and you're not going to be full on 500 calories worth of cheese. You're not going to be full on 500 calories worth of meat. But by the time we add in beans and lentils and whole grains and brown rice and oatmeal and things like that, you're a lot closer to full. And we add some fruits and vegetables in there. 500 calories here, you're full. 500 calories here, you're not. And let's take a look at some of your results. So Karen lost 1 pound in 5 days, which again, 1 to 2 pounds a week is great. It really is. That's just great. And so this is the 5-day column. Josh lost 2 pounds in 5 days. Gina lost 2 pounds in 5 days, 4 pounds in 10 days. That doesn't happen. Like, that doesn't happen. And by the way, every one of you indicated that you weren't hungry in doing so. Minders lost, Minders, I'm sorry, I meant to put in 4 pounds after 10 days. So I think I may have shorted Minders some, because I actually think he lost more than that.
No problem, my friend.
Yeah. Did you weigh yourself at the 10 days, or because I thought it was 4, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was 4 pounds.
Yeah. So yeah, 4 pounds in 10 days is huge for somebody that doesn't need to lose a lot of weight. So mine doesn't need to lose a lot, and it still fell off. Again, Pasha lost 3 pounds in 5 days. Valerie lost 4 pounds in 5 days, and then she lost another pound. So she's down a total of 5 pounds in 10 days. That's like, and she said that she's been struggling to lose weight for years. And now in 10 days, she's down 5 pounds. Tina lost 4 pounds in 5 days. Shelly lost 5 pounds. in 5 days. Candace lost 6 pounds in 5 days, and then another pound. So 7 pounds in 10 days is just, nobody would ever think that's possible to do that and not be hungry. And there's an empty space at the top for our friend, Dana. Dana, who we heard from a couple days on Tuesday, I believe. She had lost 6 pounds in 5 days and then another couple of pounds. So she's down 8 pounds in 10 days. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. While she wasn't hungry, with no change in her exercise routine. Weight loss is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, I talk weight loss, but what I'm most concerned with is this other stuff. If we focus on weight loss, that's great, because this same solution that will help you to lose weight, which is plant-based nutrition, not only does that plant-based nutrition help you lose weight, but the plant-based nutrition helps you to fix all of these other things down here: heart disease, high cholesterol, gout, stroke, cancer, reflux disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. You know, all of these other things come along for the ride. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Plant-based nutrition can reverse heart disease. And we saw this chart where the chart on the left was a guy that had severe atherosclerosis in his left anterior descending artery, one of the 3 main arteries coming out of the heart, and no medication, no surgery. The only intervention he had was plant-based nutrition. And after plant-based nutrition, that artery looked like this. And so not only did that artery completely reverse and is wide open, but you see all of these other arteries that are a lot more visible. You got more blood flow all throughout the heart and all throughout the body. Plant-based nutrition is the only thing that can do that. There's no pill, there's no injection, there's no IV, there's no procedure. Nothing else can do that. I wanted to share with you a story on Evelyn Oswick. Evelyn Oswick had suffered 2 heart attacks in her 50s. She had angioplasty to widen her arteries. She had triple bypass surgery. She required a second bypass surgery, but at 60 years old, and given less than a year, the insurance wouldn't pay for that second surgery. And at that time, she joined Dr. Esselstyn's program. So not only did she live a year, here she is 21 years later, dancing at her 50th anniversary. She lived a lot more than a year. She lived another 30 years after given a death sentence by the healthcare industry, telling her that she had a year to live. She lived another 30 years and made it to 90 years old. You know, plant-based nutrition has the power to help your body fight cancer. So what is cancer? Cancer is uncontrolled cell growth. Uncontrolled cell growth. When you eat meat, fish, cheese, dairy, milk, eggs, that causes your liver to increase the production of IGF-1. IGF-1 increases cell and tissue growth. So basically, animal-based foods causes your body to feed cancer cells. Only plant-based nutrition can help your body fight and kill cancer cells. Here is an example when they put the blood of somebody eating the standard American diet on cancer cells. It killed 9% of the cancer cells. So it did something. So if you're eating a standard American diet, meat, fish, cheese, dairy, eggs, processed foods, you are capable of killing cancer cells. But that's how the blood fights cancer when you're eating plant-based. Like 8 times more cancer fighting forces when you eat plant-based. So, and then of course, we talked about this announcement from the IARC, the International Agency for Research on Cancer. I made this available to you, of this statement that's pretty clear. Processed meat was classified as a carcinogen to humans based on sufficient evidence in humans that consumption of processed meat causes colorectal cancer. Doesn't get any clearer than that. Plant-based nutrition is the only way to reverse insulin resistance, which causes type 2 diabetes. My friend Mark Ramirez here played football for the Michigan Wolverines. And 9 years after he graduated from University of Michigan, Mark came down with type 2 diabetes. He needed insulin. He had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, frequent heartburn. He suffered from erectile dysfunction. He was like 30 years old, suffered from psoriasis. He went plant-based, and after 60 days off all medication, reversed his type 2 diabetes, blood pressure normal, cholesterol normal, reversed his heartburn, reversed his erectile dysfunction, reversed his psoriasis, lost 50 pounds, back down to what he weighed when he was in high school. This is 60 days. This is 60 days of plant-based nutrition. Again, there is no medical intervention that is capable of doing that. And let me, Yep, so plant-based nutrition is the best way to prevent, treat, and reverse all it is. All it is. It is the best way to treat all of that. And that is not an exhaustive list. There's more, but that's enough. That's certainly enough. However, this is what we're up against. We're up against the trillion-dollar food industry, the meat lobby, the dairy lobby, the sugar lobby. They are very well funded, and we're up against that. The food industry that makes these foods that taste so good that it gives you pleasure similar to sex. We're up against that, right? We're up against the $3 trillion a year healthcare industry that does not do anything to treat the cause. They want to keep you on medication. That's where the money is. You know, when you get put on blood pressure medicine, oh, that's for the rest of your life. That is a very profitable annuity for the pharmaceutical industry. You're on diabetes medication the rest of your life, cholesterol medication the rest of your life. Imagine having a business where you tell somebody, in order to have a healthy life, you got to take this pill forever. That's a good business model. That's what we're up against. We're also up against the fact that only 1 to 3% are either vegan or vegetarian. So in other words, 97 to 99% of the people that you run into, they're not going to be eating like you are. And they are going to be influencing you or trying to influence you to, oh, just have these ribs or just have these steaks or this one little, these chicken wings aren't going to hurt you. That's what we're up against.
Saboteurs.
I'm sorry?
I call them saboteurs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think they mean well. I mean, I don't think people are being mean. I mean, it could be people that you know and love, but they want you to enjoy the food that they're enjoying because they don't know. But that's what we're up against. We're also up against the fact that 97% of dieters gain all their weight back. And that's what the statistics show. 98% of vegans end up going back. I do not want these 10 days that you have gone through to go in vain. I really don't. So would you like to hear how I can help you moving forward? So I heard a yes. So
Yes.
Yep.
cool.
Yes.
Thanks.
Sure.
All right, good. All right, so here's what we can do. There's some research and we kind of know why a lot of vegans go back. The social dynamics is a big deal. And that's everything from spouses, it could be spouses, kids, parents, cousins, uncles, nieces, nephews, coworkers, friends. It's just the social dynamic because 98% of the people you run into, they're not eating like you. Food challenges. What am I going to eat? What am I eating at home? What am I eating away from home? What if I'm traveling? What if I'm going to business dinners? What if I'm going to weddings? What if I'm going to tailgating? What? Just food challenges is another reason why a lot of people go back. Convenience, you know, plant-based foods are literally all around us. How do we fight that? The big one is your mindset, what you believe, making the behavior change, and what you see as your true identity of who you are. So one of the things that I want to offer you today is 6 weeks of my group coaching. And so all of you that are together right now, I would like to keep as many of you together as possible because what we went through was a pretty intense 10 weeks, 10 days, I mean. We went through a pretty intense 10 days where I did a whole lot of talking. But what I would like to be able to do is to help you to build your identity. And let me explain what I mean by build your identity. So when I say build your identity, the best example that I can give you on that is that take a scenario where somebody is a smoker. And I'm gonna just stop sharing my screen a little bit because I want to look at you. So imagine a smoker and you ask this smoker, would you like a cigarette? Because may not know that you stopped smoking. Somebody asks you, would you like a cigarette? And imagine that smoker says, no thanks, I'm trying to quit. Okay, now the second scenario where you ask this smoker, would you like a cigarette? And this time, the smoker says, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. Now those two answers sound similar, but are very different because of where it's coming from. If you're just trying to stop smoking, that means you still identify as a smoker, right? And as long as you identify as a smoker, then you're subject to influence. But when your identity is, I'm not a smoker, well, then it's like, oh, that's who you are. And by the time we're done this 6 weeks, see, you've had enough experience right now where you haven't had enough time for your total identity to shift, where you're like, I'm a plant-based eater. This is who I am. We need more time to help get you there, because when you get there, you're good. You're good. But that takes a little while. And so I want to help to get you there, where your identity is, this is who I am. I am a plant-based eater. And I can't tell you why my screen is not advancing. this. Try it again. Okay. All right. Build your identity, prepare for the upcoming week. So on our weekly coaching session, it gives us the opportunity to ask, what do you have going on next week? And then we can help to prepare you for that week. Maybe friends have asked you out for a meal, or you've got a celebration meal to go to, or there's a company outing coming up, or you're hanging out with family, the holidays are coming up. When those things are coming up on our weekly coaching session, we get to talk about that and help to prepare you for what we know, for what I know is coming down the pipe, right? We know is what's happening. And so the coaching session helps you with that. Strategies to deal with that social pressure is huge. That's the reason why most people go back, is the social pressure. Building up resistance to temptation. Now, again, that one is closely linked to your identity, because it's easy to be tempted when you don't identify as this is who I am. And of course, there'll be weekly calls, there'll be Zoom, just like the last ones were, and they will be recorded. So for my regular coaching sessions, six-week sessions, I normally charge $1,900 for that, $1,997, but I will be issuing a cash scholarship for those of you who have been through this challenge, and we'll talk about that at the end once we get to the next element of the offer. So in addition to helping to prepare you for the coaching, also you get 1 year access to the meal planning software. Now, this, all of the recipes that were in the recipe book that I sent you came from the meal planner. And for those of you that have already paid for 3 months of the meal planner, if you take me up on this offer, I'll just stop your payments and you'll just get access to it for the full year. So your credit card will not get charged again, for the year. But the meal planner has literally 3,000 recipes in it. And the recipes are pretty amazing. In fact, what I'm going to do is to show you a little about that. If I can find the, oh, that's right, it's over here. So one of the things that I really like about the meal planner is it's customized to you. So if you, it's going to ask, you will put in how much time do you want to spend cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I've got this bar here that you can slide up and down, anything from maximum 2 hours down to 10 minutes. Same thing for lunch, slide this. So let's say you'll spend 35 minutes for lunch, 10 minutes for breakfast, and you're willing to see dinners that you can make in 90 minutes, let's say, but you can shift this up and down. And then when you say save your choices, okay, now every recipe that this gives you is going to fit that criteria. We're also going to ask you, what kitchen equipment do you have? Do you have an immersion blender, standard blender, a Vitamix or Blendtec, which is so high speed you can make hot soup in it? Greater. And so when you click what you have or what you don't have, it's only going to give you recipes for the equipment that you say that you already have. So you would go down, you would say save changes. Okay, now it's giving you that. Another thing that's really cool is you can change the number of people you're cooking for. So so this is me. So if you're cooking for small kids, how many small kids? You go up or down. And then, so how many women are you cooking for? You can go, you know, up or down. How many men are you cooking for? You can go up or down. And then they also have a category down here for people that are training for marathons or, you know, big time athletes. Athletes need more calories. They're doing a lot of activity. They need more calories. And so how many athletes are you preparing for? So they've got an option for that as well. So you would save that and you would have that. You know, if you've got any kind of allergy or something, I was just working with a client that didn't want broccoli. So I showed him how you can do that. If you don't want gluten, then you can hit that. And then once you do that and you save it, then it will never give you a recipe that calls for it. So, so you literally have all of these amazing recipes that, you know, you can click this card and indicate that you got it. You can take a look at it to get more detail on it. If there's something that you think you like, or you think you might want, like let's say this colada smoothie, you're like, oh, that looks really good. Let me add that to my favorites. You click this green heart up here, adds it to your favorites. So this makes your meal planning a cinch, really. I mean, you sit back here through all of these options. If you want to search for something, you click these three dots and you say search. And then you say, okay, let me see all of the pizzas you have. And here's all of the pizzas that we have. You know, or we can say, let's see all of the burgers you have. And here's all of the burgers that we have. So the search feature is different for every meal. So when you do the search for breakfast, you got different options. Here you got pancakes, you got you know, berries and scrambles and toast and cereal. And so the search, so if you want to see what, let's say you want to see what smoothies that they have recipes for. And here's all of the smoothies. Okay. So then it also automatically creates a grocery list for you. Boom. All your groceries right here. And you see this little box here because once you check something off the box, so you can do one of two things. So before you go grocery shopping, you can say, oh, we've got ginger, so I don't need that. So it says, got it, takes it off the list. Or I already got garlic, got it, takes it off the list. And then you can also open it on your phone and you've got the same thing on your phone. So as you put stuff in the cart, you can just click, got it, got it, got it. And then once you're finished, you can either email that list to you or you can print it. Or you can pull this up on your phone and click the check on your phone, or you can say, get grocery delivery, and it'll connect to either Amazon Fresh or Instacart. And it takes that grocery list and automatically pulls it in and creates you an order for Amazon Fresh or Instacart. So this is a tool that, you know, my clients that, you know, my one-on-one clients that, you know, pay me a couple $1,000s really, really enjoy. So I'm going to do this for one quick second, stop screen share, and just say, I see we've got any questions on the meal planner? Jorge, if you could come off mute for a second. Jorge is a client of mine that has been on this meal planner for a while now, since, I don't know if it was May or June. I can't remember when we started working together. Mm-hmm. Tell me how the meal planner has helped you to stay eating this way and how it's helped your planning in your life.
The biggest benefit that I've gotten from using the planner is that I don't have to think. It does all the heavy lifting for me. And so what used to take me literally half a day Because if I was to do this by hand, I would have to open up a book on calorie counter, get the recipes that I want to use, calculate how much of it I can have, and then reverse engineer it all. And I would be stuck having to eat that same plan for months because I didn't want to go back and rehash everything over. So it's taken, I could literally do it every week if I wanted to and get it done in I want to say 20 minutes, between 20 and 30 minutes. And it's actually getting a little faster because some meals are favorites that I really, really enjoy, that rank really high for me. And so all I have to do is type in the favorite and it's there. There's no figuring out, like I said, what to measure. All I have to do is print out my itinerary for the week, print out my groceries, go shopping, make sure I buy them, and then come back. And I like to set up my calendar so that I only have to cook between 15 to 30 minutes. So a lot of my meals are probably like 5 minutes long, literally. A shake, an oatmeal, something quick. Because I'd rather spend my time, talking to friends, working in my business, helping out a client, and it keeps me on track. And as a former personal trainer, it just makes life so much easier. There's a nice functionality in there that if I ever am going to have a guest, like family or something, I could increase, make some modifications to that day, and it'll let me know how much to use. And so it's been a blessing, really, because I'm preparing food and eating food that I normally would never touch. Like I got into paprika and cumin and garbanzo beans. I mean, I eat garbanzo beans, but I mean, my mom has to cook them in her Latin specialty dish, and so I wouldn't go cooking them. I stick to black beans, regular beans. I don't go into pinto and all this other interesting stuff. I had tofu maybe for the third time in my life this week. So it just simplifies everything. I'd rather spend my time and energy focused on other things than trying to figure out what I'm going to eat.
Cool.
And it saves me time, tons and tons of time.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right, so go back to the presentation. Let's see. Okay. All right, so the meal planner, I sell the meal planner at $57 a month. So the value of that is $684. Now, another element that I have found is really important is a restaurant eating guide. What do you do when you're out? How do you find restaurants that that fit the criteria of what you're looking for? And so what I have is a couple of things. There's a software that I'll introduce you to that has that'll help you find restaurants all over the world. I had a client in the UK who had a trip to Antwerp, Belgium, and he asked me, Vince, what am I going to eat in Antwerp? And I asked him what hotel he was staying in. I pulled it up and I said, you're staying here. You can go to this restaurant. And I pulled up the menu on the restaurants that were right around his hotel. So I'll show you how that works. That is huge. Secondly, I have a presentation that I did where I walked through the various dishes that you can eat in Chinese restaurants, Indian restaurants, Mexican, Ethiopian, Thai, Japanese. And so it gives you an advantage to looking for restaurants, and then when you're in restaurants, what you can eat. So that restaurant guide is a value of $197. Now, the private Facebook group, the Facebook group that we're in right now, that will stay, I'll keep that active for at least another week or so after the challenge. So, you know, probably by the end of next week or so, it'll stay open. But what we're going to be transitioning to is this new group, right? So the 10-day challenge has ended, and I'll keep that group open for another week or so. But as far as my, you know, kind of activity and staying in and working with you is going to be in this new group as we continue to work together there. And I think everyone has seen the power of positive social energy. You know, we don't want you to go through this alone. If you go through this alone without, you know, the support of myself and other people who come with me in this, the odds are really, really good that you're going to fall back. And I've seen it happen. The support, the camaraderie, the exchange of ideas, all of these things will help to keep you on track. So the private Facebook group and my interaction with it is a value of $197. Now, you've heard me explain reversing, you know, diabetes and blood pressure and reversing heart disease and cholesterol and all of these things. And so what I did is I've taken all of those explanations and put them in a members area that you'll get access to, so that when you want to go to something, you can go to this, you can pull it up, and you can hear the explanation, right? Because, you know, we went through this throughout the challenge, but I have more information than was in the challenge. And so this is something that you can use as a reference, either for yourself or for your family. You know, and maybe you heard part of the, well, you heard the explanation for diabetes, but you don't feel like you have it strong enough to explain it. It's in there. How do you reverse heart disease? It's in there. Lower blood pressure, it's in there. So you'll have all of those, reflux disease and fighting cancer with food. All of these are things that are going to be in the members area. All of these explanations will be in the in that part, in the reverse chronic disease vault. That's a value of $397. So all of that together is part of the momentum to health, to ultimate health. This is a package that I've put together for people who have been through this challenge. And so the coaching program, again, and that 1997, I didn't like make that up. I typically get that from clients, but again, you're getting a scholarship. So for having gone through this challenge with me, the meal planner, again, I'm selling at $57 a month all day long. So that's what I charge for it. Then there's the restaurant guide that's going to help you, the Facebook group, the camaraderie, the disease vault. All of that is a value of $3,472. Now, yes, that's a lot of money. But I ask you a question. If all this does is to help you get off of your blood pressure medicine, would that be worth it? If you think about what you're paying in co-pays, if you think about the toll on your body, if you are on blood pressure meds, there are side effects of the medication. If you have high blood pressure, you're at risk, you're at a much greater risk of a heart attack or stroke. So if all this did was to get you off your blood pressure meds, would that be worth $3,472? When you think about that, right? If all this did was to lower your risk of significantly of cancer, right? If all this did, I mean, we saw the tip of the iceberg and everything below the water of the iceberg. If all we did was lowered your risk of cancer, would that be worth $3,472? I think it would be. I think it would be. So literally, this, what is good health worth? Is your health worth $3,472? I think you would agree that, yeah, it's definitely worth that. But because you're going through this 10-day challenge, your discounted price is going to be $497. So you can go to the eatingmorechallenge.com/momentum. Go to eatingmorechallenge.com/momentum. And you can get access to this program that has all of these items in it. We will continue to work together, and you will dramatically increase your likelihood of staying on this program. Because at this point, your choice is, do I do this on my own and just trust my own willpower, or do I want Vince to keep helping me? And that's your choice. And I'm not saying that you can't do it. You certainly can. And there are people that do. But the vast majority of people at some point fall off. And if we continue to work together and we have our weekly calls, and you've got access to the meal planner, and you've got access to the restaurant guide, and we'll talk about that on the calls, and you've got access to everything that's on the list, your odds of staying on the program are infinitely higher. So that's what I got. Any questions? Any questions?
Hi, Vince.
Go ahead. You're
Okay,
good.
I have a question. When you say coaching, so how many days, or is it up to us when we would, set a time? And
Yeah, so good question, Tina. Yeah, so everyone who signs up for this, yeah, we'll be meeting once a week. Unlike the 10-day challenge was kind of like drinking from a fire hydrant, where I was giving you a lot of information in a short period of time. Your brain actually digests the information better weekly, and so it'll give you more time for it to sink in. So we will meet once a week, and that time, it hasn't been, I haven't come out with that time yet. Yeah, I mean, I could certainly ask the group what time works, and then we could try to find a time that works for all of us. It almost never works out that you can find a time that works for everybody, but I will do the best I can to work with the people that decide to come with me. So yeah, I'll definitely make that open, and ask for your input on that. Valerie?
You answered part of what I was going to ask, was just that. So it's 6 weeks.
Mhm.
With all of those wonderful things that you have been doing, and really a bit more, because you're adding in the food planning. And what was the gentleman's name from California? Jorge.
Yeah.
As he stated, the simplicity of not having to worry about the shopping, putting meals together, meal planning, meal prepping, everything is already done for you. And that lasts for the 6 weeks, correct? That this is fourth.
You get the meal planner for a year.
Oh, so that helps you even more. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate right now, because for a moment, like when you first started, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. For a moment, when you first started, I said, oh, I can do this, not knowing this is what you were going to do. I can do this by myself for the rest of the year without any problems. But let me just share with you, and I'm sure it's happened to somebody else. My husband took me out to lunch today to a wonderful Mexican restaurant, which I just knew had plenty of vegan stuff that I could eat, you know, lettuce and all that stuff. And I ordered a nice quesadilla. And you know what was in that spinach and mushroom quesadilla that I was like so looking forward to eating?
Cheese or sour cream?
Nothing but cheese and sour cream. So I sat there and I ate the rice and the black beans, which was filled with green peppers. And I thought, if I had really asked somebody, maybe if I had asked Vince what else they offer, I would be able to have eaten something, which was, I mean, I ate healthy, but I stayed on target, but I felt foolish wasting his money. And I felt foolish ordering something that I know I could not have, after I saw it, I couldn't eat it. Well, so and I said devil's advocate because at first I thought, oh, I can do this by myself. But, you know, right now I'm thinking, Vince, I need this entire package in order to stay resolute for the next 6 weeks. No matter whether I can really afford it or not, I can't afford to go backwards now after these past 10 days. I just can't. So I'll be signing up. I'm just putting it out there. I'm signing up. It's got nothing to do with anything else other than I want to really, really keep the way I feel right now is phenomenal. And I'm happy. And I feel thinner, even though I don't look all that different, but I got a compliment when I went and got my nails done today. And that made me feel good. And then I said, oh, and now, you know, I said, the devil's trying to stop me from getting on the Zoom call because I was having problems with my computer. And then finally I could hear you, but I couldn't see you. And I said, whatever he's selling today, I'm on it because I need this. This is like life-changing for me. When I sent you the results from August, even though I hadn't been doing complete, I was still dabbling in meat. From August to now, when I really look at all the weight I've lost, my husband said, oh, I noticed something a little different. I just wasn't going to say anything. I can't afford not to do what you've offered me. I just can't. I can't afford not to.
I want to encourage anybody else that's on the fence. I've been coaching for the last 13 years now. The technical aspect of things is just that, the technical. They're pretty standard. They're pretty basic. It's wash, rinse, and repeat.
Yep.
That's not where people fall off, though. It's Thanksgiving. It's Christmas. It's birthdays. It's
Parties.
Every temptation out there, you know, and then the repetitiveness of it could become daunting. And so I'm sharing this from experience. Like I said, I literally would not change my meal plan for at least 3 months. So I was eating the same damn ham sandwich for 3 months at lunch every day because I didn't want to change the meal, because I would have to sit down and repeat it all. And so it gets daunting. And having a community of people, of like-minded people that you could vent to, that you could talk about, you could express your challenges and get support around it is pivotal. Is pivotal. The more support you have around you, the better.
Yeah, the fact is what Valerie experienced is just eventually going to happen to everybody, because you got to understand that like 98% of the people you run into, they're not going to eat like you. They just don't. So friends, family, people are just going to offer you stuff. And you are going to get put in situations where you may give in. And when you give in once, then it's easier to give in the second time. Then it's easier the third time. Now, before you know it, you're off the train. And if you go through it alone, your odds of doing that are high, really high. But when you know you're coming back to the group, and every week, you know, we're going to talk and those get recorded. So if it's at a time when everybody can't get together, then you can, you know, look at the recording. It's different. And for a lot of different ways, not the least of which is looking forward. You know, what events do you have coming up? You know, do you have friends coming over for something? Are you? And so we can talk about that and plan for that. We help each other. The dynamics of this group has been really incredible. You know, I have watched the sharing amongst yourselves and the excitement amongst yourselves kind of have a characteristic of its own. And that has been really fun to watch. And when that's the case, it just makes it easier to go as a group. It just makes it easier to go as a group. You're not in this alone. Again, that's one of the main reasons why people fall off, because you're alone. You're alone. You know, maybe in your house, but certainly around family and friends and coworkers. I mean, you know, when somebody plant-based sees somebody else plant-based, oh, you're plant-based too. You feel like, you know, like, oh my goodness, you do this, and you just feel that sense of togetherness, you know, because you've got that thing in common. So knowing that we'll have that for the next 6 weeks is something that I would really like to see everyone do. Because we know what we're going to run into.
Okay, one more question, Vince. I mean, you can't put a price on your health. You just can't. And so, I mean, your price is awesome. I've seen other things, and that price is just amazing. I did join the meal planner for 3 months. So now you're saying that will be extended out for a year.
What I'll do for you, there's 3 people that got the meal planner. So you got the meal planner for those 3 months. So what I will do is basically turn off the charge the next, so you will not get charged again. So 3 months from now, it would go to charge you. I'm turning that one off. And then 3 months after that, I'm turning that payment off. And then 3 months after that, I'm turning that payment off.
Great. I mean, that in itself right there, that's, you know, I'm in. I'm like, wow, I'm in. I forgot to add my weight, but a total of 10 days, I've lost 8 pounds. I can't, you know, and it's just by eating, just from eating. And the meal, you know, sharing the meals and looking at some of the recipes, I've just enjoyed it. And so I'm helping Charles right now. That's why you can't see me. And I really have to go in a minute, but I do want to go to that website. And so I'm in.
Well, there's a link in the chat. If you open up the chat and click on it, that should take you right there. And
Okay.
And when we're finished, of course, there'll be I'll send out some an email tonight. So yeah, so you'll
I'm in.
All right, I gotta scoot.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Y'all have a good one. I gotta go.
Thanks, Tina.
All righty.
I'm in, and I'd also like to gift it to my little sister so that we can do it together.
Oh,
Oh, that Thank
is
you.
so sweet.
That is
Thank
sweet.
you, Lita.
You're welcome, Ames.
So Vince,
Yes.
normally the meal planner would be like $59 a month after we get done with our 3-month starter.
So it's 57 a month. If you know, it's 57 a month for the, you know, on the monthly plan. But as a part of the challenge, I had it as 97 for 3 months. But if you join this, it's not going to charge your card for the next 3 payments. You won't get charged.
Got it. So I would normally be paying, I don't know, an average of $40-something anyway a month for the meal planner if I decided to just stay on that. And that would annoy me because I wouldn't get the 6-week coaching to go with it. So, not to mention the other bonuses you mentioned. And I'm going to make a confession. This is not the first time I've gone vegan. I actually do a program every year for 3 weeks called Crazy Sexy You. It's by Chris Carr.
Okay. Yeah.
So every year, that's why I know how to cook some vegan recipes. And that's why I was kind of knowledgeable about some of this. And every time I go vegan, I do it for, you know, maybe 6 weeks or less. I do it for the 3 weeks anyway, and then almost immediately go back to meat. So, but I never lost 7 pounds in 10 days before. And I've been on a lot of diets. So I think it's your take on oil. And I think it's one of the biggest differences. Even though I wasn't following that religiously and I cheated, I in 10 days. So I think I'm going to go ahead and join. I think it's my long way. Yes. But send me the link because I'm on a phone, so I can't really
I will
go on and do X, Y, and Z. So
I'll send it out in the email. I'll also put it in the Facebook group. And so we'll definitely get that out to you.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know what my thought process was.
Thank you. That is definitely helpful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a confession.
Yes, sir.
I cheat weekly, and I'm sticking to the program because it allows me to cheat weekly.
What is this? 2CCX confessions? No.
Right?
I swear to God. I tried because I'm 6'1", 185 pounds, and my metabolism is a bit high. So the amount of food that I need to consume, I just can't do it all in one sitting. So I end up having seconds. I'm still working on the whole grocery thing. But
That's funny.
I just get to eat as much as I want, whenever I want. And I love the food, so.
This program, the naming of this program was done because of me coaching Jorge. Because I would watch Jorge eat all of this food and he wasn't exercising and he was losing weight. And so it's just because of me coaching Jorge that I came up with the tagline, wait, lose 1 or 2 pounds a week while eating more food, even if you don't exercise. Because that's what he was doing. And I just described it in 3.
I kept on reporting back. I need more.
And he would, and when he had his loss, he would take pictures of the scale of his feet on the scale every week. And it was down 2 pounds, down 2 more pounds, down 3 pounds, down. And so, yeah, every week he would take a picture of the scale and his feet on the scale and just watching it drop. So
I want to say I'm also excited about the fact that Lita is in, because Lita and I were going to end up having to get together. I'll come from Charlotte. I'll drive down. You're in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
I will come to Atlanta. I want to do some shopping anyway, because I'm a Jersey girl, so I know Atlanta's got more than I can, I'll come down. But we're going to have our avocado toast together. That I have to tell you, just by the first time she texted me on that, I was so excited. I was like, oh, she likes it too. I'll have it again.
I love avocado toast.
I do too. Oh yes.
Here, there's a couple of good recipes in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to like having cook-offs with my sister,
Ah,
Jorge.
Aw.
Oh yeah, my
Yes.
food storage is down low. I need to go shopping for my new and that's gonna be put in the 3-day slot instead of the 2-day slot. 3 pizzas a week.
I'm just excited about being inspired by everyone
mm,
and staying motivated. And I think I have had the identity shift. Like I feel like
mhm.
I'm a plant-based eater. I absolutely feel that I have that identity now. Um, but you know what, the interesting thing about my experience is that this journey has kind of anchored me in this commitment to just being better to myself. So this morning I was literally out in the rain exercising. I find
Wow.
any excuse to not get outside to exercise, but this just kind of just rooting myself in the commitment to eat well has led to subsequent commitments. And so I want to keep that up, and I want my little sister to join me. So I'm excited.
That's great.
Yeah.
I feel more energetic, although right now I cannot exercise because I have back issues. I'm having surgery December 2nd. I'm having surgery November 2nd as well. But in all of that, I'm looking forward to, because my doctor says exercise as much as you can. So I walk as much as often as possible. So that's one of the other things. I do have a lot more energy. I am able to right now. I wasn't able to go up and down steps a lot because of my back, but now I'm able to do at least 3 times better than I was before. I'm not as stiff as I was. So I am looking forward to, especially at the end of these 6 weeks and going through that surgery, feeling a lot better than I have. I haven't had injections in the past month, so that's a plus for me to not have all that going on while I'm changing the way I eat. And I like the way Lita said that, because at the same time I am feeling more rooted in being plant-based. I purposely, my husband says, well, you want to go out and eat? I said, yeah, anything except meat and cheese and dairy. And we can go anywhere you want to go other than places that serve that. And no, oh yeah, and no oil. Then he's like, oh gosh, I got to figure out what to do. So at least I'm making him more aware, but it's making me very conscious and conscientious of what it is that I'm doing with my body from moment to moment. You know, I have a bottle of water sitting on my desk. I have another bottle sitting on the floor. I'm making myself more aware of what things I need to do in order to keep this process more prosperous for me. So, you know, I'm having a good time with this. I mean, I'm loving this. That's fun.
I say the same thing. I don't cook. My mom and my sister are here to tell you. Not what I do. But I've been having so much fun with those meals.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been having so much fun. I really look forward to it.
This is good.
As a matter of fact, I was on the phone with my mom last night. I was like, oh yeah, I had to run and get my stuff for my for my pasta tonight.
And she sent me a picture, and I told her she'll be fixing Thanksgiving meal this year, whatever she wants to fix.
It'll be all vegan.
That's fine.
And that's my next big challenge, because I'm already thinking the way my sister cooks, I don't know how I'm not going to eat meat for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to have to figure this out.
Yeah. And we'll definitely be talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things too, I have to keep telling myself, I went on this diet one time that talked about not eating meat. And my biggest takeaway from that was stop making yourself think that you have to have meat just because it's there. You know,
That's true.
so when a lot of times, I mean, even today, I didn't tell the waiter I can't eat meat. No, I don't eat meat. You know, it's not that I can't. Oh, I could, but I don't. I make it my business. I don't want to. Instead of a can't, I say I don't. I have to change the way I think about it. I can do a lot of things, but I choose not to. So I don't eat meat. That means I look at everything else that I can eat. And there's really, when I think about it, there are a lot of things on menus that you have a greater possibility of eating and choosing that are within the confines of being plant-based. Yeah, we may have to take an extra step and, go someplace, and I'll have, like the other night we went out, I'll have the steamed broccoli, please, rather than all of the French fries, because I know you're going to cook them in oil. I'll have the steamed broccoli, simple. Give me a little salt and pepper, I'm good. And my husband was shocked. That's all you're going to have? I said, well, I'll have a veggie burger, but I know I can have that, but don't put it in oil. Put it in the microwave if you have to. So there's things that we can do with just more thought about it.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And I really like the way you describe that as, yeah, I can do it. It's not that I can't do it. I can do it. I choose not to.
Right.
Like that is just not the choice for me.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's all part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
So I am so excited to have so many of you that we can keep having fun together. We can keep having fun together and improve our health together. Because I tell you, I just see, I can't tell you how many people that I've seen go plant-based and then get off of it. That's usually what happens. But we stay together as a group, and your odds of staying with the program go way, 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 way up, way up.
We're going to put my mom and my stepfather in the next one. Right, Amy? Get your mind right, Mama.
Right.
I'm sorry, Lita, what did you say?
I said, get your mind right.
Oh, wait, is Sandra your mom?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow, look at God. Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I can't commit her tonight because it's a unit. I got to get there and work on him
I
first.
hear you.
So when I get
I
the
hear
unit
that.
together, we're putting him in the mix.
That's awesome. Step by step.
Yeah. It's good. It's gonna be good for you guys, especially being in the community, in the group, and you guys haven't even started, and the conversations, the inner demons are already coming out. Oh, I don't know if I could go without eating meat in Thanksgiving. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, again, it's a practice.
My 8-year-old already
That's going to be
told me.
hard.
Well, Morgan already told me that I'm not going to have a good Thanksgiving because I'm vegan.
Yeah, and my aunt, she always fixes me this cheesecake that I love.
Yes, you're right. We'll find an alternative and give her the recipe.
You could box it and ship it to me. I'll graciously accept it. Remember, I told you I could screw up. From time to time.
So you cheat every once in a while.
From time to time.
Jorge, you're not helping, bruh. You ain't helping, bruh.
No, in all seriousness, I pass up quite a bit of pastries, and it's a choice. It's a choice, and it was beautifully illustrated by Valerie. It's a choice, and for me, my health, it exceeds, flavor. And so if somebody's going to try to pressure me and push me into that direction, they're not going to win, because my health is far more important. And so keeping what's important at the forefront makes the decisions to not dwell in it or participate in it a lot easier. And it becomes a practice. And after a while, you don't miss it. You're not missing out on anything. The way I also look at it, and I'll stop after this one. If I eat it, it's going to require more time in the gym. And And it's going to push me a lot further away from my end goal.
The goal, right?
If I stick to my regimen, less time in the gym, quicker to my goal. And then that's it. Once I'm there, it's just about maintaining it. And that's that. And that's what I put value on, is my health, my well-being. So
I'm back. I don't know if you guys talked about this while I had stepped away, but the holidays coming up, and that's gonna be rough.
Girl.
My husband has a huge family, and you know, the matriarch is from Mississippi.
Mhm.
So
Collard greens, macaroni and cheese, potato salad.
so I'm gonna really need a lot of support from this group. It's just to, you know, you can do this. Just say no.
Well, here's one of the things that I want you to keep in mind. So we started this challenge on October the 18th. By the time you get to November the 26th, that your body will have been on plants for 6 weeks or so, give or take, about 6 weeks. And so your microbiome will be loving and thriving on plants. If you give your body a big shock of meat and dairy, you can do it, but you probably aren't going to feel well. I had a client that it was a friend of mine's mother, and she gave me her word that she would go 30 days plant-based, and she did it. She posted, and she lost, I think she lost 13 pounds in a month, and she was so excited. And then, but a big meat family, and she's diabetic, and so after the 30 days, she was like, well, I promised Vince I would do 30 days straight. And then I can't remember what it was that she had, but I don't know if it was a steak or chicken or what, but it was some animal-based product that she had. And she said, not only did I not really enjoy it, she said, I felt terrible. My stomach is bubbling, and I felt, I mean, she's like, it totally wasn't worth it. It totally wasn't worth it. And so between now and then, that's what you're going to be dealing with. So, you know, we will spend some time talking about this. And y'all got me working already, because, you know, that's what I do. But I also get that we feed people. Food is a way of showing love.
Yeah.
You love somebody, you feed them. And you haven't seen your family in a long time. Oh, I made your favorite, fill in the blank. That's love. That's love. And that part, in my opinion, that is one of the toughest things to deal with, because they love you, you love them, it's family, and you don't see each other all the time. And they're feeding you this food because they love you. And you're eating it to enjoy it, but it's also kind of your way of showing them you love them. You know, oh, your food is so good. It completes like the yin and the yang, you know, where they prepared the food with love and they served it to you. Now you eat it and enjoy it, and that's your way of giving it back to them. How do we break that? So, and again, so this is what we're going to be talking about. So we show them love, and what we do is we say, hey, you know, I'm dealing with this diabetes. You know, I'm dealing with this, fill in the blank, right? And whatever, you know, fill in the blank. I'm dealing with this, whatever it is. I'm on these blood pressure meds. I'm on these, whatever it is. And my doctor put me on a whole food plant-based diet. And you know how much I love your macaroni and cheese. I mean, you know, you make the best mac and cheese ever. And it's still the best ever. But I've lowered my blood pressure with this plant-based diet. My glucose level is dropping on this plant-based diet. I lost X number of pounds on this plant-based diet, and I got to stay with it. And you know what you may get? What you may get? It worked out well for you? Yeah. How can I learn more about that?
Mhm.
Now, how good of a gift is it when you give that to the one that you love? And then you bring them into our community, get them on one of my challenges, and then get into our group coaching program. And now you spreading that good health throughout your family. That's the way you handle it. Y'all got me working, man. Y'all got me working. Y'all got me working.
That was good work.
Can't not do this. Like it's.
That was good though. That was good.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's what y'all gonna get every week. But y'all already know what you're gonna get. You know, I can't like hold the good information in. I gotta share it. So yeah. So all right. Well, yeah. Well, the link is in the chat. I'm also going to be sending out emails. I'll also put the link in the Facebook group, and so we'll be getting, you know, you'll be getting communications from me on this. This offer will stay open until Tuesday at midnight. Just so happens, I mean, I always keep my office open for 5 days, so it'll be open for 5 days. Just so happens this one fell on election night. Go vote, right? So. If you haven't already, and Tina has been leading the way on that. And Tina's Facebook post been hilarious.
Everybody laughs at my post. Just, you know, I don't even want to get into it. But
Yeah, we don't need to open up that can of worms. We all on the same page. We all on the same page.
So this takes my mind away from it.
Right.
I put it like that. This really helps because, you know, I'm putting my mind to what recipe, what am I going to make for the family? So this helps a lot.
Exactly. So, yeah. So thank you guys for your commitment already. Gosh, I wasn't expecting that so quickly, but man, it's I'm so excited that I get to keep seeing you guys, throughout this process. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's just awesome. Yep. So, all right. Any other questions or comments or feedback? Well, I think just about everybody on here. I'm gonna see you guys once we get going. So we'll I'll be reaching out to you. So any questions that you have, you know where to find me. Feel free to send me Facebook messages or reply to my emails or whatever. I'm around for you, and appreciate all your support. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to everybody.
Forward to it too. Thank you so very much. And I've just enjoyed every single person that I've met on here. It just delights my heart really to be able to identify with like-minded souls. So this is great.
it's really awesome. It's really awesome. And looking forward to you coming to Atlanta, Valerie.
Yes.
Oh, I'll be there. That's a short drive. I might fly down.
Well, right. I'm here also, Valerie. So when you come, Make sure you
All
look me
right,
up.
just make sure I get everybody's addresses. I'm there. That's easy. That's the easy part. Yeah, that'll be a reunion for Vince and I. That'll be great.
I was just gonna say, man, be like old times when your parents and my parents stayed out all night long, just
Yeah.
laughing and laughing and laughing.
Yep. Valerie, go in the room and check on Vince and Mike. Like, oh, okay. Do I have to? I'm having a good time watching you guys dance.
Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. That was something else, man.
Awesome.
It was, I loved it. I just loved it. Your dad and mom, your dad's smile lights up a room. Oh my
Well,
goodness.
see, you have your mom's smile. So every time you laugh about something, I'm like, look at Lottie on the screen. This is so cute. But you look just like her. You smile just like her. But what's so wonderful about all of this is that, I'm seeing all of that. I'm going to contact her, as a matter of fact, this weekend. And it's, we've just got this family nucleus that has been built. And there is absolutely nothing better than people who are from different, wherever they are, different mindsets and all, who come together on this one mindset to get healthy.
Yeah.
This is really, I'm blown away. I'm really happy. I'm like in tears.
Yeah, well, we look forward to seeing you, and I know my mom can't wait to talk to you. I told her, I told her that you were in my group, and she said, Valerie, and then of course she asked about Joanne and Keith, so.
It's great. It is great. I'm just feeling real blessed, really.
Yeah.
West End or East End?
A Plainfield of where we live?
Yeah.
We were West Enders.
Okay. Me
Are
too.
you from Plainfield?
Yeah.
Where?
Plainfield, we lived on DeKalb and Myrtle. Me and Vince went to school together.
Yeah, we went back because Tina, you went to Jefferson, right?
I went to Jefferson, so we went back to elementary.
Good.
Yeah.
God.
Oh gosh, well I'm a little bit ahead of y'all. just like 10 something whatever years. But
You look good. You look good.
Thank you.
Yes,
But
she does.
nonetheless, it's always good to be able to bring that togetherness again. And I was talking with a friend of mine earlier, and the girl that did my nails, as a matter of fact, she said, you have one of those spirits. You can go anywhere, talk to anybody, and become friends with them. And next thing you know, you're seeing them on a constant. And that's who I am. My dad, your dad, taught us how to live that way, because you never know who you're going to meet going up or coming back down. You may need that person.
That's right.
And so here we are.
You're right.
And it's a joy.
Now you are exactly right. I mean, I feel blessed to have grown up around the Knights and the Hammonds, with just such loving people,
Yeah. I feel the
That
same
was
way.
blessing. I mean, that was a blessing.
Yeah. Your dad turned me on to Nancy Wilson, the singer.
Yeah.
That was just great. Those are things you hold high in your heart and mind about how you want to live the rest of your life, and and resound from our ancestors, and carry them within your heart. So, like I said, it's just great that we have reconnected and families are together again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, excuse me, but here's to our new family.
Okay.
I have a bottle of water.
Right.
Colored water.
I love it.
I love it too.
Well, this is awesome, Valerie. Thank you for that. And I
welcome.
it's just such a pleasure. And I just my cup is overflowing. This is more than I could have ever have hoped for. So thank you all, and I certainly look forward to continuing on our coaching sessions.
Look forward to it. God bless everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.